Hey guys, today we're talking about AI and how to keep it away from your kids. Or should we keep it away from our kids? That is the question. I'm Jacqueline. This is Homeschool Hangout.xyz. If you like homeschooling, children, talking about AI, do me a favor, thumbs up, like, subscribe, buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/homeschoolhangout.xyz, and let's get into it. And there's lots of links down the bottom. I recently went to Lenovo Tech World 2023. It was awesome. It was wonderful. I've got a video on the whole experience. If it's out by now, I will put a link in it. I haven't decided which order I'm releasing these. You'll notice the outfit's the same too. But a huge part of the entire day was all about AI for all and innovation. And so when I come home, for those of you who don't know, I discuss all this stuff with my husband a lot. And we were discussing people freaking out about AI and their students. And I don't think you should. But let's talk about some of the concerns. Some of the concerns are my kids are never going to learn anything. My kids are going to steal everything that other people wrote. My kids are never going to figure anything out, and they're not really going to know anything. And Skynet is going to take over everything and kill us all. Okay, first, Skynet is not taking over the world. AI is not a personality. AI is not a person. AI doesn't have any morality. The people who use things have morality. The people may take over the world and use AI as a tool to enslave us all, but AI itself doesn't do a whole lot. So let's just cover that right now. My kids aren't going to learn anything. Well, I remember hearing about people having that issue with calculators. You know, kids are never going to be able to do math if you give them a calculator. They're never going to be able to do physics if you give them a calculator. I'm not of that mindset. Why? Well, to start with, I'm going to steal from Einstein, because when you can't create, you steal. And Einstein said, never memorize anything you can look up. Supposedly, anecdotal of course, he didn't have the speed of light memorized. Yeah, the man who made E equals MC squared did not have the speed of light memorized. Why? Why never memorize anything you can look up? Well, because my brain, here's a secret. I'm not a computer. I am a human. Humans can do things that computers can't, like process, create, and innovate. Yes, computers can be a tool, but they can't create a human life on their own. They can't innovate on their own. They need us. And my brain is here for relationships, innovation, analysis, everything else. And that's what I want my kids to be good at. Now, do not get me wrong. I am not saying that children should not know anything. Similarly to math facts, you need to understand how to multiply, divide, add, and subtract long before you ever use a calculator. And only once you understand these things can you get it. But I view AI similarly to a calculator for those of us who are really old, or similarly to how I educated my children when Wikipedia was around. Well, Wikipedia's been around their entire lives. An oft said line in my house is Wikipedia is not a source. But what is Wikipedia good for? Well, when I teach kids how to research things, you pull up that Wikipedia page, baby, and what do? You scroll all the way down, and if you don't know this, Wikipedia then has all the links and references to a first-hand source, an empirical source. So let's say we're talking about Queen Victoria and Prince Albert wrote each other letters all the time, declaring their love. I don't know, it's supposed to be one of the great romances of history. You would scroll all the way down to Wikipedia, and there would be a link to their letters, as seen by somebody who took pictures and put them in a museum. We've done this a lot for science stuff, and it'll link back to NASA if it's a science, space thing, or different things like that, and it'll link back to an empirical source. We recommend, and I recommend all the time, to any parent, my kid's really interested in this, what should I do? Go to Wikipedia, go all the way down to the bottom. Those are your sources. Oh, okay. It's a tool. It's just a tool. Now, how do you use that tool? That is the skill that you teach your children. And I say that. I make videos about homeschooling. The majority of the information I share with everybody, how to file your private school affidavit, how to register for a work permit, how to do driver's training, all that's out there for free. All that information is there. You do not need to come to me. But I have the skill of taking all this information and bringing it together into a package and a product for you. And I've always been very open with the fact that I have questions, I call the department, the private school department. I have questions, I go look it up. That's what ChatGPT can be used for. That's what Wikipedia can be used for. That's what these tools are there for. And I hope you all don't think that I'm a terrible, terrible fake because I didn't create the information. I'll be honest, it's one of the things that has slowed me from making these videos to begin with, is that I don't feel ownership because it's out there and anyone can get it. But you find a use in it. That's a skill to teach your children. So that's one of the big things. They'll never know anything. Well, no, they'll know it. They just need to know how to get it and how to verify that it is a trustable source of information. That's the big key when it comes to the chat GPTs and some of this AI, is verifying the legitimacy of the information. You know, which leads me to the second one. My kids are just going to steal all the stuff off of chat GPT. Oh, please, honey, go for it. It's like wearing the sign. I didn't write this. I don't know what I'm talking about. What do I mean? There was a lawyer who thought he would use ChatGPT to write his entire brief, and then he turned it in without fact checking it. Every single case mentioned was fake. Yeah. Somebody who, I cannot remember who did it. If I remember, I'll link it, but I don't. Asked like 50 questions on the Supreme Court, and a good portion of them were wrong. And these are factual things that you could check in Wikipedia, and Wikipedia was right. Yeah. Yes. Seriously, like talking about major cases and who wrote the majority opinion, and it couldn't figure it out. These are things that are in indexes. These are not things that take any reading and analysis. The AI has a lot of delusions and a lot of, what is the word they talk about? My brain is completely going blank. But basically where it just makes things up. Mm-hmm. Or like it'll do a couple facts and a couple lies. So at least at this point, now don't get me wrong, it's going to get better. But at this point, your chat GPT, liar. And your kids, if they're stealing that. But that also comes back to, it's your job to teach them morality. It's your job to teach them the rules. What stops people from photocopying or just, and I remember when I was in school, there was no Wikipedia. People copying things straight out of the encyclopedia. Do you want to ban encyclopedias? Do you want to ban dictionaries because the kids didn't have to know the definitions? They could look them up. It's a tool. And do not get me wrong. I am not saying that this is not going to be a tool in which we are going to have to constantly be analyzing what they have access to, how they should handle it, and why they should do things. But it is just a tool. It's, the hammer. A hammer can bludgeon someone to death or can nail in something to the wall and can make a house stand. We need to be helping them with a morality and a teaching. And we don't just steal because stealing's wrong. Now, here's the other side. Copyscape has been around a lot longer than ChatGPT ever is. And that's where they dump in your paper and decide if you've stolen it from someone. There's lots of those softwares too. And it's just one of many reasons you teach your children that it's wrong to pass it off as your own work. Just like it was wrong to pass off your big brother's paper from the same class 3 years earlier. That was wrong too. and people still did it. The tool may make it easier for your morality to slip, but the morality is still the morality. Does that make sense? I don't know. I feel like this is just really a conversation starter video because I really want to know what you guys think. And if you want, I can develop, some easy checklist how-tos on how to teach your kids about ChatGPT. I would love to do that. But I want to know what you guys think. So do me a favor, leave your comments down below or pop over to my Facebook group or my Discord and let me know what you think about AI and your students. Now, full disclosure, not every child of mine got access to social media at the same time, based on their maturity, based on their morality, and whether or not I could trust them to use it properly. I'm not saying that you should be handing your 8-year-old ChatGPT. I'm saying that if we can teach our children how to use them properly, there will be a time and place for them to use it. Yeah, there are a lot of teachers who are also doing some stuff now on teaching students how to use it to make their work better. Would you like me to share some of those tips and tricks? Let me know down in the bottom, and I will talk to you all later. Bye!